April 1st, you know what that mean? Water fast starts again. So first time I did a 4-day fast
4 days,
was
fam.
October 1st, 2024, and today is April 1st, 2025. But right now, what I want to talk about is that majority of the time, with regards to my trading week, patience is my edge, right? So I'll have to sit on my hands for some time. And as you know, being a part of this community, being a part of this journey, it's not just about trading. If it's a case where you're just here to be intrigued by the journey, I want to share other aspects. Hi, good afternoon. Am I speaking with Tina? Yes, this is Jakeem here, and I'm calling from Portmore Harbor. How are you doing today? Wonderful. So I've got your information with regards to a private birthday celebration with us for 25 guests. Yes, and I've prepared your agreement and I've sent it via email. I'll just call in to check if you have received that email and if there's any further assistance you need. Yes, I. Yes, so right now I'm going to send off Tina's package and give you guys a quick insight into basically what's the process like. So we basically send them a whole agreement of what they're, what type of experience they're looking to have. Right, so as I said, transform your beach picnic event vision into reality. Right, then we tell you the type of details, event package, the date, April 5th, 4 days from now, 25 guests, and what you get in your booking, half day premium access up to 4 hours. Right, we have our lovely ladies, right, bringing tourism to Portmore. Delicioso, but as you know, I'm on my 4-day fast and I don't eat anything much right here. But yeah, serving you authentic cuisines, what's on our menu, beach bite, seafood done to order, beverage, soup of the day, right? Additional add-on services, catering, bottle service, birthday cake, photography, allowing other individuals to, generate a specific form of income. This is where also service arbitrage come into play. Then why book with us, of course? Well, you get the gist. Booking information, deposit, 50% deposit, final payment, yada yada yada, policies, and we have that guy right there. Live at company's office with the man himself. So if you're wanting, anything business related, get you sorted, Mr. Raheem Jones, expert service. So just link him up and he got you. Today was a productive day. Did some high ROI business administration. Got Portmore Harbor registered officially. And some people be like, yo, Portmore Harbor never registered all of them. Why not? To be honest, I'm more a practitioner with regards to just executing and then I build the wings as we go. Formalizing everything now, we can start the card payment. We can probably look for external equity. It's not a part of our business plan, but we'll see how it goes. As we build the wings and fly, we'll see what happens. But wishing for the best over the long term. Yeah, first day of my 4-day fast completed and sent out a couple proposal with regards to venue agreements, and the booking form is working well, so I'm glad I implemented that. As I go, I'll gradually enhance the automation process and implement things like ChatGPT to ensure the users are getting a good experience with regards to customer relationship and speed and so forth. But it's a growing process in everything. I'll look into optimize everything I do, becoming the best version. Trading no trades as yet. Tomorrow look like a next sitting on the hands type of day. I was just doing a pre-market analysis. Definitely a sitting on the hands type of day. This week is a monthly candle closure and also NFP as it's the first Friday in the month, and we're only looking for the best trades. Just a reflection over the past 2 weeks. Literally, this one change of just going to bed a little bit earlier, like going to bed earlier solves 90% of my problems. And this is an issue I've been having since I was probably like a youth. I used to have that rebellious resistance to waking up to go to school. And as you know, these things are wired in your DNA over time, so it becomes who you are. But now this new identity in spring, the season of growth, I am looking to wire and fire new programmings, new identity to the individual who wakes up and aligns his body to the daily cycle, nature cycle. So Wake at sunrise, wind down by sunset. The time now is 11 o'clock. So for me to get at least 7 hours of sleep, I have to be going to bed now. So what I'm going to do is drink some water and mind my business. Actually, I'm going to read a book still and call it a night.
To really focus our attention as much as possible on that one thing. That's where we start to see change. And with the next out breath, closing the eyes, feeling that contact.
Alright, so I was up at 6:16, which is decent for today. Alright, and now I've completed my pre-trade routine, and now I'm going into my trading session to analyze the market and so forth. So Wednesday, April 2nd, let's see what the market has in store for us. No trades today, and just like how I document and detail all of the trades I take, I need to document and detail all of the trades I take on a day-to-day basis. And when I say trades, meaning all of those impulses to spend. Right, so as you can see, budget and actual spend, we have 3 categories: needs, wants, savings. Right, what we're clearly seeing is that this month my needs exponentially overweighed my budgeted percentage. Right, so I basically spend 1.5 times more than how much my budgetary parameter states, which is something that if you continue, you're not going to be able to be in the right financial frame of mind over time. But the key thing I've realized is that my wants has slowly become in alignment. So the analysis of my budget allocation versus actual spending for the month under review reveals a strong discipline in overall spending, with a clear opportunity to redirect surplus into savings, while I operated within my total income overspending in certain areas and underfunding other exposed structural gaps in prioritization. For the needs, I spent significantly more than intended on personal needs. My spending on wants was well controlled and within a reasonable margin of the budgeted amount. Savings and investments. No funds were directed towards savings or investments this month, which is not good. However, while operational decisions like not reinvesting into trading may have preserved capital, failing to allocate this surplus to emergency fund or long-term security is a missed opportunity. Despite managing overall spending below total income, so this month my income outweighed my spending and provided with a surplus, right? I still overextended in the needs category while underfunding savings entirely. The lesson here is, if I don't tell my money where to go, it will go where it feels most urgent. That's a lesson that we need to know. And I hope you gain some value with this. This is a practice that I've implemented, and I hope in the future it's something that I could dive a little bit deeper into so that it could enhance your, financial well-being as you follow along on this journey. So basically, it's now my time block, and as you guys know, I'm on my day 2 of fasting. So I'm considering what's the right thing to do. Do I skip the gym and do some outreach, some communication and so forth? Or do I go to the gym and do a light session? Like, what would you recommend? Anybody who into them think they can give me some advice? I'd love to know what's the best way to go. I don't want to spaz out, in a year so the vlog can't continue. But that not gonna happen still. Fasting is already elite performance workout, so I'd have to go seek some professional advice on this. So I'll let you know, or you'll probably see it. Alright, so it's come to the end of the trading week. Today is Friday, and we have not taken a single trade. So this week was more focused on my fasting. And yes, today is going into my 4th day of fasting. So by 12 a.m. midnight, 4 days, I've done 4 days before. and I've done 5 days, so this will be my third 4-day fast. Right, I'm looking to go minimum 100 hours to match with the 100% win streak that I've seen on these 7-star line trades. So the effects, clarity, like right now I don't even feel for no food. You get what I'm saying? I'm just drinking my water, and of course it's regenerated energy, but I do feel a sense of, you know, fatigue when it comes down to around like 4 p.m. right? Because of course my body doesn't have any fuel. It's burning fuel from the fats, right? But definitely feel good, clarity is there. Probably that's why I never see any trades this week, because I'm only sticking to my 7-star aligned framework. With regards to my sleep wake routine, this week has been one of the most consistent weeks. Imagine I choose the week when I fast to wake up early. But I must say, I could commend myself. I haven't touched the 6 o'clock goal as yet, but I haven't wake up after 7 o'clock, none at all this week. Probably the only day I wake up after 7 o'clock was probably Monday before I even set the goal. But with trading, there's probably one setup that's on the watch list, which is UJ. Nothing as yet. This will look like we're going to take this one into next week, but I'm going to show you right now. So let's take a look at UJ. All right, so with weekly intent on USD/JPY, we can clearly see that we're bearish AF from this 149.50 level, right? So we definitely can retest confluence area at 147 around psychological level with a clear head and shoulders pattern, with EMAs acting as a strong dynamic resistance level, right? So we could definitely be bearish for a few weeks, and also what we can see is that we have head and shoulders pattern. We have left head, right shoulder, right? So if this weekly head and shoulders should come to fruition, we could be dropping for some time. Let's take a look at that distance. All right, we could come back to the lows of 140, 150, 140, 100, anywhere around there. All right, so that's what we see from our weekly intent. On the daily, we could clearly see that we have been making lower highs and lower lows, right? Lower highs, lower low, lower highs, lower low. Pull back to our structure point, created an internal higher low, and this buy that we took last week was a breakout of the overall intended daily trend, right? That's what we're seeing right here. What we did, breakout, pull back, failed to follow through, and then close bearish, therefore the bearish trend remains. So we're definitely also bearish on the daily. Look at the 1024M for any skewed info. All right, we see we have a head and shoulders pattern again right here, and we have been dropping ever since. A solid drop right here, which was the day when Trump announced his tariffs. The Trump market is amazing for me, actually. All right, so let's jump down to the 4-hour. Right, you could definitely see H4 bearish with structure at 146.50. So we had the lower high, lower lows, price pullback, establish a level of resistance, fail from the resistance again. So you can definitely say the structure is at 146.50. And we could also state that the floodgates is at 14700. So there's an AOI at 146.50, and there's also an AOI at 14700. It just all boils down to where the vast majority of institutional interest comes into play. For me, based on how I see the markets with Trump markets right now, I would definitely expect the market to come to 147 round psychological level, then distribute the trade, or even up to 147.50, then distribute the trade. Why? Because a lot of people is looking to sell from here, and as our fibs, my dynamic fib that I've created based on intuition and experience, is that we can clearly see right here is a structure point, right? So a lot of retail orders is here. So what the market will tend to do is push out all of those retail orders and then drop, right? Using pain. So that's what I'm seeing. So we could clearly confirm that we have daily and H4 structure decisively bearish, and momentum has been steep and consistent since that 1,500 level, right? So there's no confusion here. We can definitely say that the direction is confirmed, right? We could also state that confluence is confirmed, right? At that 14600 level, we can see we have a daily slash H4 area of interest. We could also see that we have a psychological level ending with 0.50. One is also here at 0.00, and the H4 EMA is acting as a nice dynamic level of resistance. Right? So there's no confusion with regards to that. And when we see things like this, we could know that this is a strong collection of confluence. And in my framework, 3 stacked elements like this are more than sufficient to validate a high probability setup. Right? But as of now, my framework has clearly validated 2 components of my DCMME. Right? Now we go to momentum, which is on my lower time frames. So this is where it gets interesting. On the 64 minute, as you can see up here, this is what I basically use to neutralize candlestick data skew from the traditional H1 candles. But let me just take a look at H1. It's the same thing, right? But looking at what's going on, we could see that on the 64M, price has been moving sideways since Thursday morning, right? This is Thursday right here. And price has been trading sideways since then within 125 pip range, right? That's what we're seeing. It's ping-ponging between the ceiling and the floor of the consolidation box, and this is what would normally disqualify momentum. So initially, when I was doing my top-down analysis, I was like, all right, momentum is sideways, so my edge is not present as yet. And with that, that is definitely why I'm expecting the market to give us a deeper sweep, because there's a lot of orders stacked right here. So it gives us a sweep to take out all of those orders, then drop. Right here is what I consider as my Thursday London highs. So let me just put that. Thursday London highs. Right? But here's what I noticed when I dropped down to the M30. On M30, we actually created a new lower low after the Asian session sweep and the London push. Right? That low break structure from the previous M30 base. Right? So we can clearly see we had a lower low, lower high, choppiness, equal high, and then new low. Right? So according to my rules, as you could see right here, momentum only requires one of my lower time frames, H1, M30, to sync with the higher time frames to be considered valid. So based on that, even though the 64M is showing choppiness, the M30 is giving me directional confirmation in alignment with the broader bearish trend. So we could also say we had momentum confirmed. So the final summary is that everything I see is aligning with my system. This is how I would look at it. My direction and confirmation is locked in. Confluence, I should say it. Momentum was temporarily ambiguous on H1/64 minute, but the M30 clarified the intent with a clean structure break to the downside. That gives me D, direction C, confluence M, momentum. So now what I need is for price to come into my area of interest, sweep, and then give me an entry signal, and then I'll have a 7-star trade. So what I'm looking for now is the confirmation inside my liquidity zone. So anywhere within here, after price come to 14700, anywhere within here, then I would look for an entry signal. So this is one of those trades that will only fail if I do, not the edge. So all we need to do is stay patient, wait for the entry, and let the system work out. So for the individuals who have been asking or who has been interested to open a trading account or want to know which broker I use, I see markets. This broker has never failed me yet. It has been one of the only brokers I've used over the past years outside of trading prop firm accounts. So I see markets, and if you look in the description of this video, you will see the link that you could use to open an account. So I sent this invoice for Yatras, right? It's a bachelorette 16-year anniversary. My relationship with 16, right? It provides you with a full event overview, right? Lovely ladies, the yacht highlight, culinary delights for the people them who love them jerk chicken, right? Media package, digital portfolio, the investment and payment details, I would plug you guys on what's up. So this package is a 6K package, right? And how you go about everything else. Right after that, I have Sandy. So yeah, as I was telling you, we have Sandy, our new booking assistants at Portmore Harbor. Right, when you go through the booking process, you get added to our leads list. And then look at that, everything was done automatically till this lead came to me. Good afternoon, we spoke this morning on Instagram and I went ahead and have the link filled out. All right, hey, this is Jackie from Portmore Harbor. Sandy told me she just received your form. Thanks for sharing those lovely baby shower plans. Yeah, sure, you could call me. So now, after I just called her, get further information, get to talk with her, I'm going to send her an invoice just like how I did for Yatras. Efficiency. So here is our baby shower invoice, right? So just like how we had Yatras, transform your baby shower event into reality, right? Event details, our lovely ladies, menu options, scrumptious again, add-ons, choose Portmore Harbor. So yeah, the name of the games is Systems. And I'm glad this week I provided you with this part of my life. Not much about trading, which it is trading, but not on the charts. But yeah, as I tell you, the goal right now is to optimize everything, automate everything as much as possible, even automate the trading eventually, right? So we could spend more time with freedom. So yeah, that's about it for today's admin work and processes and systems. I hope you guys gain some value. And if you'd love to work alongside me in the near future, just let me know. We have a lot of ways how we can provide value of each other and also give you an opportunity to make some money in and outside of trading.